It's ASMR Sports here, back with another video for you all. I'm gonna do this one without gum chewing. I've been trying some without gum chewing lately due to a request, and kind of waiting to see what the feedback is. So, hopefully y'all enjoy. I will probably chew gum in most of my videos still, just because I think most people prefer that, and it's just kind of, I don't know, it's easier to talk a lot when you have some kind of gum or something to keep the mouth from getting dry. So today we actually have some non-sports cards. Even though my channel is ASMR Sports, I'll probably start doing other things just because people might want to, I don't know, I mean, I imagine that my audience is probably not all people that collect sports cards, and so you might get bored out of your mind if I keep opening sports cards, despite, the sounds or whatever. So I'm going to probably do whatever, I don't know, I can think of. I mean, everything I've done is definitely in the realm of hobby and collecting stuff, and this is certainly within that realm as well. But I don't know, I might do who the heck knows what. If it'll fit on the video camera and it's interesting to talk about, I may do it, but this will kind of be a transition. I've actually got a bunch of different packs of non-sports cards. I don't really collect these, but over the years, I've picked up, a few packs, some that I just thought looked cool, and some for stuff that I really actually, care a lot about the movie, or whatever the topic of the cards is. But this is just kind of everything. I was unpacking some stuff, some boxes from a move, and discovered a box that had these in them, and I thought it would be kind of neat to check them out. So I'm not going to open these because there's really no point in opening non-sports cards in my view, just because, at least of this, sort of era, because, there's no individual cards that are really valuable or anything, and so it's worth a lot more sealed, if it's worth anything. I don't know what the hell these things are worth, but if anybody collects this stuff, you can tell me. Maybe that'll be a nice benefit of doing these videos, is I'll just put a bunch of stuff out and people will tell me if it's worth anything. I'm sure I could check eBay, but I'm too lazy. So these are just going to probably sit around. Alright, so I'm just going to move these to the side here and kind of move each one in and talk about it to the extent I can. The first one I'm going to start with one that I don't really have a lot of connection to. This is from Superman 2, and it says trademarks and copyright DC Comics 1980. So presumably that movie came out in 1980. Non-sports cards from the 80s and 70s and even 60s were produced by a few different manufacturers. All the ones I think that I have today here to show are from Topps, who everybody knows from their sports cards, but many of you who grew up in the 80s or the 70s know that wherever you would see sports cards, you would often see non-sports cards from popular movies that would come out. Topps would make a set. I don't know how profitable those sets were for Topps, but they did make a lot of them, so presumably if it was a big budget movie and there were a lot of fans, then it was worth it to them economically to come out with a card set. So this one's from the second Superman movie from 1980. Christopher Reeves was Spider-Man in that one. Superman in that one. So I imagine there's lots of pictures or cards with pictures of him on now. The second one I'll show you is actually the next Superman, Superman 3, from 1983. And I don't know, this one's in a lot better shape. This one has a corner that's kind of ripped and another corner that's pretty ripped too. So, you know, who knows, it's probably worthless, but it's kind of fun. That's, 1980, so it's, my goodness, 37 years old. Pretty neat. This one is in much better condition. It's a little bit newer. I bought both these. I don't know where the heck I got these, actually. I might have bought them in Minneapolis. There was a store in Minneapolis, in the suburbs of Minneapolis, in the, I think, like late 80s to maybe late 90s, called Schinders, Shinders, and they sold sports cards and non-sports cards, like hobby stuff, like games and such, Magic the Gathering and things like that. And they also were a news stand. They had, all sorts of magazines from all over the place and newspapers, and I think, like, paperback books and stuff like that. They probably also had adult stuff, but I would always go there for the baseball cards, of course, because I was in college, I think, at the time that I would have gone there. And I don't know, they just had like the occasional, or they just had unopened packs and unopened boxes that were often like on sale for cheap. And if I just saw something I thought looked neat, I'd buy it. So, I've probably had these for who the heck knows how long, but a long time. Alright, I think this is, this is the only Star Wars related one that I have. I'm a big Star Wars fan. I would say it's my favorite movie, even though I have about 3 or 4 movies that I really, really do like from the 80s. But Star Wars was probably my first love of a movie. I went to, I probably went to, like, I don't know if I went to Empire Strikes Back. I would have been not that old when that came out, so I don't know if I would have seen that, but I definitely went to Return of the Jedi when that was in the theaters, and I just remember being very taken by it all. And so I had, some of the toys and stuff when I was a kid, and these are very popular with collectors, these Star Wars cards from Topps. They have from the original Star Wars, and they have Empire Strikes Back, and they have Return of the Jedi, and I think there's a couple series at least of each of these. So there's lots of different boxes and packs and sets out there, and I don't know, these are just really cool, I think. Let's see what okay. So probably my second favorite movie. Well, I don't know. I have like maybe 4 movies from the 80s that it's really hard to pick from, which is my favorite because I adore each of these movies, and one of them is The Goonies, and I think a lot of kids from the 80s really love this movie for good reason. It's just a really fun adventure, and I hope kids today can watch it and not think it's too like campy. They probably do think it's campy and not exciting, but I love it. So these are 2 packs. I actually have an entire box of this stuff, and I think these packs may or may not be from that box. I'm not sure, but I was actually at a hobby shop recently, and they had a pack of Goonies cards. And it was like $15 or something. So I think that was like pretty drastically overpriced, but they're probably worth something, because a few bucks, there's just a lot of Goonies fans out there, and I can't imagine they would have made a lot of them back in the day. And those are from 1985. Alright, so this is from Rambo, the movie. First Blood, I think, maybe from the second one, from 1985. I think that was, so Rambo was the sequel to the original movie starring the character John Rambo. That movie was called First Blood, and then Rambo came out, or the sequel to that movie came out, was called Rambo First Blood Part 2. And I think this is probably for that second movie, because the first one was not like necessarily a huge hit, at least not right away. But Sylvester Stallone was getting very popular during that time because of Rocky and all the other movies he was in. And this is from '85. Yeah, I think First Blood would have been out in probably '83 or something. So, anyways, I picked these up. I like the Rambo movie. I like Sylvester Stallone, so I thought that was cool. Here we've got Mork and Mindy. This from 1978. God, these packs are just beat to heck. I should have probably put these in some kind of wrapper or something, but hey, because I'm guessing that some of these packs maybe have a little value, but they're probably highly condition sensitive. So whatever. Again, I don't collect this stuff. I just have these around, and they're kind of fun to look at. So yeah, this is from the television show Mork and Mindy, and in addition to the movies, Topps did cards for TV shows. I think there was a Happy Days set. Gosh, I'm not sure what other. Actually, yeah, I am sure, because I have at least one other pack coming up. Actually, the next pack I'll show is another TV show series. But yeah, I don't know. R.I.P. Robin Williams. Here's another one. So, and this actually has the old Topps logo, which they used probably from like before 1980. Copyright on these is 1979. So Buck Rogers, I think I kind of liked that when I was a kid, although I probably honestly didn't watch it. I think I just saw the toys in the store and stuff and thought it was neat. But this would be another pack or set that relates to a TV show and not a movie. Alright, so, baby, this movie, I'll have to go and watch this movie at some point, because I'm not sure if I've ever actually seen it. I'm sure I've seen a lot, like a good portion of it, just on TV and stuff. But this was a pretty big budget movie, back in '85, and I think Topps was hoping it would be a lot bigger than it was, but it was kind of a bust at the box office and critically. So, I doubt these have much value, because I think they made a lot of these. I mean, they made as many of these as they made of really hit movies, but because it was such a bust, that never really got collected. So I used to see these a fair bit at sports card shows back in the day. People trying to get rid of them. And this is the last pack that I have, but that's okay, because this video is running pretty long. So I'm trying to keep my videos around like 12 minutes long if I can. I don't know what the ideal length is. I know some people make videos that are like an hour long or something, and I don't know if that's for for people who want to maybe get to sleep or something and take a while to do that. But if anybody wants hour-long videos, let me know. Maybe I'll try one. But I think I would get bored with myself if I tried to do a video that long. I'm getting bored of myself on this video, which is only 14 minutes long so far. In any event, sorry for the digression. This is Back to the Future Part 2. I don't think they had a Back to the Future Part 1, or, Back to the Future card set. So I think this was maybe the only one. Well, they might have done a Part 3 set, but this is from 1989, which I guess is, golly, is that when Back to the Future came out? It must have been. I thought it was a little earlier than that. Anyways, I this. I love these movies. I don't know if I liked them as a kid. I mean, I've enjoyed them as much as anybody, but I've become more fond of them over the years. I've watched them again as an adult and really like the series a lot. So it's cool to have a little piece of that. So there you go. There's all my non-sports cards. I might have some more, and I do have. I have a few entire boxes of cards from the Goonies and the A-Team, but I just got this because I really love the Goonies and the A-Team. One thing I'm kind of sad about is that my favorite movie of all time is Karate Kid, and I've watched that movie about 6,000 times. They never came out with any cards for that, but I would totally collect the crap out of those if they had them. But they never did, just because I think that was kind of a Cinderella, box office success. They didn't know how big it was going to be until it came out, and then they had all those sequels. So I don't know why they never made cards of those, but I think they should have. I was going to say, if you are also a Karate Kid fan, then high five, because anybody who likes Karate Kid, the original movie we're talking about, by the way, not that god-awful crap that came out with Will Smith's kid in it, mind you, but the original Karate Kid, I heard that they're filming a sequel that's going to star Ralph Macchio and William Zabka from the original, and it's going to be on YouTube Red, which doesn't have a whole lot of original content like Netflix and Amazon do, but maybe they'll have more, and hopefully that doesn't mean that the budget is going to be $12 and it's going to be really horrible, but I will be watching for that sequel with bated breath because I just love everything about the Karate Kid. Alright, well, there you go. 17 minutes and 30 seconds. Hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe, and we'll see you all later.